What's going on, everybody? Chaseontwowheels, and in front of me, I have the 2024 CFMOTO Papio SS. CFMOTO essentially made a cafe racer version of their Papio. You guys probably know I own a Papio. I absolutely love it. And now we have a cafe racer version. So today we're going to do the first ride on this bad little guy, see how it does. This will be a mini moto first ride, so a slightly altered route. And we're going to see at the end of the video, is this thing a purchase or pass? I already love this, and it matches my colors. I am so excited. But first, let's see what it looks like, and let's see what it sounds like. Alrighty guys, that's what it looks like, and that's what it sounds like. Alrighty, we are on the 2024 CFMOTO Papio SS. This thing is hilarious. So 30-inch seat height, I'm 5'10", got a 32-inch inseam. As you guys can see, incredibly bent legs. I mean, what else is there to do but to ride this thing? Also guys, just a heads up, it is like, I think 30 today. It is absolutely frigid. So keep that in mind. I probably look like a Michelin man. That's okay. I'm bundled up trying not to freeze, guys. Also, my friends, before we get on to the roads, I want to invite you guys to check out our Discord. We have a motorcycle Discord full of motorcycle enthusiasts just like yourself. So there's going to be a link in the description if you guys, if you're Discord people and you want some motorcyclists to hang out with. It's a cool spot. But anyway, let's get this adorable little cafe racer on the road and see what it's all about. Oh my god, it has a shift indicator. I love that. I truly love that. Alright, Papio SS, they've unleashed us. Let's get it, little guy. Oh, this thing is freaking awesome. Alrighty guys, so we are here on the 2024 CFMOTO Papio SS. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the Papio line, it's essentially CFMOTO's mini bikes. And as of this year, they just rolled out two more. They've got the SS here, they've got the regular Papio, the one I own, and then they have like a little supermoto look one. I can't remember what the name is. I'll put them up on the screen here. That's all three options. I love the fact that CFMOTO is coming out with like so many models of these mini bikes. This one should be exciting. I cannot wait to get into this first ride. Alrighty guys, it's the first ride. Let's talk about body position. Now, the body position is kind of weird on this bike. When I saw photos of it, I was like, bro, that's going to be so uncomfortable because the handlebars or the clip-ons are only slightly higher than the seat. But it's actually not as cramped up as you would think. My feet are a little far back. I would call my feet slightly aggressive. And then the seat's kind of like medium on the hard and soft scale. It's kind of right in the middle. And then my arms kind of just fall down to my sides as I'm holding on these clip-ons. It is honestly, that's a strange situation. A very odd position, but it's really comfortable now that like once you get going and you're in the position, it's kind of chill. And it puts you kind of, oh my good God. It puts you more on top of the bike, which really changes the riding dynamics as compared to like a Grom or a regular Papio. but I don't think it's in a bad way. I think it's a little more sporty, similar to like a bigger bike, where if you're sitting on top of the bike, your weight's up higher, and you have that weight to kind of throw to the side to help you kind of like lean into corners. You kind of get that on this bike, but overall, I don't think it hurts or massively helps either way. It's still really fun. It's still really hilarious to ride these things, and the body position doesn't affect that much. I swear, riding this little Papio SS around, you get so many looks. I had a cop on the way here that was running like a speed radar. Dude almost broke his neck just kind of like staring at me as I passed. And he like gave me the thumbs up and everything, so it's definitely a looker for sure. So guys, this is typically where I change modes on the bike, but with a little bike like this, there is no modes. Although I will say the bike does have ABS, which I do find slightly hilarious and sad, because with it having ABS, it means I can't just like stomp on the rear brake and skid the rear tire out, which I typically like to do. You just get the ABS intervention, which it's good for a safety feature. But on these little mini bikes, I'm like, oh, come on, man, we don't need ABS on these things. But if somebody got this as their first bike and they don't know how to brake, and I could see it saving somebody in a really adverse situation. So I appreciate it. If you guys that don't know, ABS, anti-lock braking system, is what ABS stands for. It basically makes it so you could just slam on the brakes and your wheel will not lock up. It'll continue to rotate in kind of like a moving like that pattern. So it just helps you from not locking your brakes up, or you're locking your wheels up. So it's all about safety. All right, guys, let's talk about, oh, good God, that that pothole was about half the size of the damn Papio. All right, guys, let's talk about city performance on the Papio SS. And as long as you take this thing as serious as you should, which is none at all, this bike is hilarious and great for the city. The amount of power it has is totally fine for traffic in the city. You can't take something like this on the highway, or I'll put it this way, you shouldn't take something like this on the highway, at least here in America. But in the city, I love this thing so much. It's a place where the power of the bike doesn't really matter. And with a bike that doesn't have a ton of power, and we'll talk about all the power numbers and performance stuff later, but for a bike that doesn't have a ton of that stuff, being in an environment where it doesn't really matter kind of makes that a moot point, and it just kind of like drifts away, right? Obviously, you're not going to choose this bike if you're really looking for a lot of performance, but its performance is totally adequate for city riding, you know, going around traffic and stuff like that. Secondly, kind of obviously, is the form factor. This thing is so tiny, it's small, especially this one, you're sitting upright on the bike. The maneuverability at city speeds is hilarious. You can just maneuver this thing all over the place, get into little crevices, get between cars if you need to. Its form factor is so great for a tight area, for like small streets and stuff. Also, the balance on this thing is fantastic. I've noticed I've been able to get going very slow, and a lot of the times I can just come to a stop before I actually stop. Like, I can come to a stop and then kind of balance there for a second before I drop the bike down. It's been super fun to ride around town. One thing I will warn you guys about, and this is really a warning for like all mini bike riders, these bikes are a bit tinier, and I have noticed that this one not as bad because people see like the weird looking headlights and their eye kind of gets caught on it. But like for other mini bikes, these are small objects. They are very playful and fun to ride, but because of them taking up less space, you might notice you get noticed on them a little less. So just as always, ride cautiously, ride as if nobody sees you, because you just physically don't take up a lot of space. So these idiot car drivers might miss you when merging over into you and stuff like that. So just, you know, keep an eye out for these people. We're going, baby, we're going. Woohoo! Oh my God. What's so fun about these little mini bikes is, dude, you're on a bike, you're in the city, but you can literally ride it red line to red line and probably not go to jail. There's not many bikes that you can do that with and just wring the neck out of it and not be doing crazy illegal stuff. It's like the pro of having a slower motorcycle is you just get to just ride the shit out of it And there's a lot of fun to be had by riding like that. On some of these bigger bikes, man, I'm riding in the city and I'm just like, dude, I never have to shift. I don't understand what's happening. I mean, I understand what's happening, right? But it's like, there's nothing exciting. Oh my good God. These speed bumps, dude, those are ridiculous. So speed bumps on the little bikes is a little dangerous. Those things throw you off a lot. So depending on your area, if you got a lot of potholes and stuff, definitely something to watch out for if you're on a mini bike or on the Papio SS. I know a lot of you guys are fans of our 40 to 80 pull up here on the highway, and this motorcycle will not get to 80. So we will not be doing that. We will be doing a modified what should we do, 20 to 40? I need to officialize what the speed pull is on mini bikes. You guys let me know in the comments. What should it be? On the regular bikes, it's 40 to 80. On these bikes, are we looking at like 20 to 40? Like, you guys let me know in the comments and thumbs up the ones that you agree with. We need something. I've been riding a lot of these mini bikes. I've done like 4 this year, and I always kind of like come up with the speed off the top of my head. I need something official. I gotta say, I miss not having ABS in the rear. One of the fun things that I love with these little mini bikes is just squealing the rear tire, and it makes me a little sad that I can't do it on this. You know, guys, one of the things that mini bikes do in general, but I think the Papio SS does probably the best of all the mini bikes specifically, is not taking itself too seriously. I think mini bikes should be looked at as these fun little bikes to ride around. They should not be a bike that's like taken super seriously and like over dramatized. These seem to be like little fun things, and with the design that CFMOTO put on the Papio SS, I feel like they're leaning into it with like the asymmetrical headlights and stuff like that. I think they almost help the riders be like, look, we've designed you a fun little, cafe racer. Just have a good time on it. Don't take yourself or the bike too seriously. The Grom looks cool. All the other mini bikes look cool. I personally love my Papio, but there's something specific about overly designed retro-y stuff that seems like that's what they're kind of trying to tell you as a potential purchaser of this bike, of like, look how fun our bike is. Now just go out and have a good time. The playing ground of the mini bikes, a giant open parking lot. I will say, first-hand research on this model has proven that it is, because of the body position, slightly more challenging, should we say, to wheelie versus the more upright body position and handlebars as the Papio or the Grom. The cafe racer position does make it a little more challenging, meaning I have not been able to wheelie this thing yet, but I can wheelie my Papio, and it's hilarious, and also one of the key factors of having fun on the mini bike. So let's touch on the numbers real quick. We have a 126cc little single inside of this guy. It's putting out 9 point something horsepower and 6.8 foot-pounds of torque. Power numbers are going to be slightly lower than the Honda Grom. Price point's coming in at $32.99, I believe. And it also surprisingly has a 1.9 gallon gas tank, which I find hilarious. And with these little things, they only sip on gas, so you're going to be able to go quite a while in between fill-ups, obviously depending on how you are riding this thing. So you're looking at slightly less power than the Grom. You're looking at cheaper than the Grom. And when I say slightly, I mean slightly. I mean, think how much power we're talking about these things. I don't think anybody's going to buy this or another one of the mini bikes based on more or less power. Maybe I can get every mini bike together and do like a mini bike showdown or something. That would actually be hilarious. Oh, and if I didn't mention, there is a 6-speed transmission with this motorcycle, which is pretty rare for a mini bike. Most of them have a 4-speed or sometimes a 5-speed. The new Grom has a 5-speed. But we have a 6-speed on this bike, which I find pretty awesome. The gearing feels like it's nicely laid out and everything, and you get to shift a lot, so that's always fun. It makes for a dynamic riding experience. I'm really liking the body position when I'm coming to a stop. because I'm more upright on the bike, my body tends to want to go forward. But because of how the gas tank is positioned, I'm able to get a good grasp with my legs, which means my body, my front, part of my body doesn't like lean forward, because I can hold myself with the with my legs, which is cool. Okay, casual McLaren. Weird flex, but alright. Alrighty, guys, it is time to see how fast I can get the Papio SS up to. I will say, this is a brand new bike. Total mileage is 67. So there's that. The game has begun. Let me go ahead and get some speed behind me, so when I get to the top of this hill, I can just crank it. Fourth gear. Popping into fifth. Hitting the speed limit. Do I trust that it will turn green? No, I do not trust that at all. Alright, we're going to have to wait, people. We're going to have to wait. I know you're excited, but just hold your horses. It's only got 9 horsepower, so you don't have many horses to hold. Thank God. Alright. Top speed. Oh, man, the Elantra was the one to be behind. 100%. Alright, we're drafting. Alright, come on. 42, easy. We're in 4th. 5th gear, looking at 50. Top of this hill, I'm tucking in, and we're going to pop it into 6th. Alright, we are currently chilling at 50. Alright, ready for top speed. Here we go. Currently tucked all the way in. Going an indicated 57, 58, 9. Can we get to 60? Can we get to 60? Oh my, yes, woohoo! 60 miles an hour, can we go any higher? We got a little bit, listen, Lexus, okay, chill. 62! 63! 65! Oh my goodness! Woo! Alright, well that was exhilarating. Alrighty guys, I better chill my jets out real quick. And while I do that, we're going to cut to a montage thanks to our buddies over at Cardo. Let's check some music out. Oh my god, this bike is hilarious, and oh no! Oh shit! Hey, I was through it in yellow. Dude. I've been pinned for like 10 minutes now. Just all the way pinned. Alright guys, so let's talk about the riding performance. The shifter has been working pretty great, honestly. It gives me a good, satisfying click when I'm clicking up through the gears. And on a mini bike like this with a 6-speed transmission, you're going to be going through a lot of gears, so it's good to have a tactile feel there. With the suspension, I have noticed that it is a bit soft, and that's probably not a surprise, but when I say it's soft, I mean it's softer than I even expected it to be. So if I were to give a very slight criticism, I would ask for a slightly firmer suspension. There's times where like I've slightly leaned my weight forward and I can just feel the suspension compressing, and I'm like, dude, that's not a lot of load to be dealing with. So I would like to see that. And then, no surprise, the brakes are a little soft as well. Not a lot of upfront bite, but that's kind of to be expected on these bikes. I mean, it's a 125cc with 9-something horsepower. You're not going to be going crazy speeds. I wouldn't say the brakes are dangerously soft, but there's just not a ton of braking. Alright guys, let's talk about the cluster up here. We've got a pretty minimal setup going on. First off, we have these rear view mirrors, the bar rims, that actually work fantastic. That BMW is sick. I have been very surprised by these bar ends. I have no issues. They're very maneuverable. You can get them in the exact position you need them to. And they're pretty big for a bar end. That's a lot of traffic. Nice job on the bar end, CFMOTO. They look great. They really fit the vibe as well. And they weren't good, which, you know, that's that's the most important. There is never a lack of traffic, my friends. Never, ever. Oh, you are turning? Oh, I have made a grave error. No, I have not. Going around, going around. And that is why you get a mini bike. Alright guys, finally, Jesus Christ. Alright, let's move on to the grips. Grips, nothing to really shout home about. They don't have a ton of grip, but I mean, I don't know if I really care that much. All the buttons feel totally fine. You get a good click when you click them in. And the blinkers do the same thing, where if you click it in right now without the blinker on, I don't feel anything. But if I have the blinker going, I can almost feel a switch get pushed. So I do love that. All the other buttons are totally fine. The levers wiggle just a little bit, but they feel totally fine. They're not adjustable, unfortunately. So would love to see that, but I mean, like, this is what I'm riding. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the dash has this big black area up here, which is where I expect information to be. But then all the information is just in this little screen. But they house a lot of information in this little screen, though. They've got your tach, they've got your shift indicator, which is hilarious. They've got a fuel gauge, the time, the gearing. There's a lot of information there. I'll sit there and look at it for a second for you guys. So that's awesome that they have that much info there. One of the things that you guys cannot see from here, but is kind of over there, is a USB plug. So you could plug your phone in, and that comes stock on this bike, which is pretty nuts. Overall, I think the controls up here are pretty fantastic for a small little bike like here. I got no issues, wouldn't complain about anything up there. Honestly, I think it just fits the vibe really well. I just want something to be right here. So I know you guys have been enjoying all that awesome camera car footage thanks to our sponsors of the First Ride series. Also, you guys supporting the people that support us really helps us out. So thank you anybody that intentionally goes to the people, the companies that support us. Really appreciate that. But we're going to pull off and do a little walk around of this bike. I think the looks of it are one of its highlight features, so definitely got to do a little walk around. Whipping it around. Alrighty, guys, 2024 CFMOTO Papio SS. Look at those headlights. You cannot tell me you're going to take life seriously when you're riding around on something that looks like that. How cool is this little thing, guys? The engine, like in this platform, the engine actually looks a lot bigger than it normally does. Also, this little thing, and look at it, an undertail exhaust. Get the hell out of here. I love that so much. Overall, guys, there's a couple colorways that this bike comes in. Obviously, you guys know I love the black, red, and white, so I made sure to ask CFMOTO if they could send this one out for review. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You guys can see, it even has like a little lower louver fairing. Oh, it's so freaking good. I love this thing. I love how fun it is. Speaking of fun, on CFMOTO's website, I shit you not, you can buy an LED panel that goes in right there that you can customize what it looks like. It looks like that. How crazy is that? That's just hilarious. This whole bike screams saying, look, just ride the damn thing and have a good time. Like, stop taking life too seriously. That is all I can hear this bike absolutely yelling at me. I think it's absolutely awesome. So guys, I'm going to grab my phone out of my pocket because I forgot that I have a quad lock that can go on top of that. I feel very stupid. I was trying to figure out what quad lock to fit, and I was like, I totally forgot I could do that. Anyway, I'm going to grab my phone and do some video for our peeps over on TikTok and Instagram. If you guys aren't following us, we're at Chaseontwowheels on TikTok, and we're at CFMOTO on Instagram. I'm going to film some stuff for them, and I'll be right back. Normally I do my phone transition, but I was trying to get my thick-ass gloves because I want to be able to feel my hands. Phone transition. And just like that, my friends, I have done my vertical content. I am going to get on this bike because we have a couple questions to answer. One, can these gloves get hotter so Chase can feel his fingers? Next up, how is the steering stem lock? It better be good. And thirdly, would I purchase or pass on this over all the other mini bikes? You know, asterisk. Steering stem is locked. Oh my god. That's way more locked than I expected. And I love mini bikes for that reason. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but that is just one of the reasons I love mini bikes. They have such a good turning radius. You can maneuver them all over the place. All right, guys, purchase or pass on the Papio SS, the baby cafe racer. Well, we can make that. We can make that. We've got the power. We've got the 9 horsepower to make it happen. We'll peg her out if I need to. We made it. Alrighty, guys, the totally different mini bike from everything else in the market, the Papio SS, purchase or pass. Now, I'm going to separate the purchase or pass into some different categories because in general, you know, I have a regular Papio. I call it Japapio because it's got a little GP emblem on the side. I love that motorcycle. I think it's hilarious to ride, and a lot of the features on that bike are similar as far as the power plant and stuff to this bike. So performance-wise, I'm going to pick my Papio because, not that it's really performing better than this bike, but because of the body position and being more upright and having handlebars, this is so dumb that it all comes boiling down to this, but I love wheeling that thing. I think it's hilarious. I literally started wheeling it the day I got it, and I have not stopped. And because of the body position, like I said earlier on this bike, it just makes it a little more challenging. I don't know if it's impossible, but I'm not able to do that. And that's one of the fun things I like on my mini bike. And I also like having a handlebar setup. Now, as far as looks go, I think this is the coolest looking mini bike on the market available. I think CFMOTO just absolutely destroyed the design development on this bike. And that goes for a lot of the bikes CFMOTO has been designing. They have such a cool design team that actually seems like they can just have fun with bikes and try new stuff. I don't see a lot of companies trying new stuff when it comes to designs on bikes, so I really do appreciate that. I know this is like a little mini bike, but it does expand into many other bikes that CFMOTO offers. But when it comes down to it, purchase or pass, am I going to get rid of Japapio to get a Papio SS? I don't think so. But if you guys love this bike and you love the looks of it and you don't really need the handlebar or you don't care about wheeling, I mean, come on. How are you going to say no to this? And guys, with that, I think that is about all I've got for the 2024 CFMOTO Papio SS. Overall, I've been really happy with this thing, and we do have this bike on loan from CFMOTO, so we will be doing a 1-month review, though that will not be coming out until early 2024. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my first ride to my regular Papio here at the end of the video, so if you guys want to compare it. If you guys get to the end of the video, you're in the outro crew, so make sure to put OC in your comment down below and let me know, does the looks of this bike sell it for you, or do you want a mini bike with handlebars? I'm Chaseontwowheels, guys. You guys ride safe out there, and I will see you on the next one. Later.